So welcome. The next session is belongs to the problems on undamped free vibration. In the last session, we saw that the undamped free vibration governing equation, and we saw that how the procedure for the eigenvalues and the eigenvectors. And let will read the problem, and the problem is given like this. Find the natural frequency of longitudinal vibration of the constrained stepped bar shaft of areas A and 2A and of equal lengths L as shown below. Compare the results obtained using lumped mass matrix approach and consistent mass matrix approach. So here the problem is, it is a stepped bar problem, and where one side is fixed, another side is free. So this problem need to be solved by using the two approach. First approach is you should use the lumped mass matrix approach, and second one you should use a consistent mass matrix approach. In the both the cases, you will going to get the frequencies, and you should compare the both the frequencies. Okay, so let will solve the problem. So here the problem is given like this. There is one side is fixed, and the area of the first different cross section is given 2a. Second cross section is a. So here the length of the two different cross sections are same, that is equal L and L. So in the finite element approach, the first and foremost step will be select the domain, and next one would be the we need to discretize the domain into the subdomains. The subdomains are called as elements. Here let us discretize the stepper bar into the two different elements, so element 1 and element 2. So once you discretize into the two elements, element 1 having a nodal point 1 and nodal point 2. Similarly, the second element having a nodal point 2 and nodal point 3, and both are having a same length L, and both are having a Young's modulus E are the same, but element 1 having the area is equal to 2 times of the A of second element. Second element having a area, let us assume that is a capital A. So these are the data that are given in the problem. Let us try to solve this problem and compare the natural frequency in the lumped mass matrix approach as well as consistent mass matrix approach. Here some of the data are Young's modulus as well as the density is not given. Let us take as it is the symbols in the calculations, where L is also value is not given, but we'll take as it is the symbol in the calculation. Let us try to solve this problem. So once you discretize this problem into a two element, so therefore it is possible to find out the first element stiffness matrix and second element stiffness matrix. Once you are able to find the first element stiffness matrix, second element stiffness matrix, then after that you should combine the two individual element stiffness matrix to get the global stiffness matrix. We know the procedure how to assemble the global stiffness matrix. Similarly, if there are the two elements are there, so need to be find out the first element mass matrix and second element mass matrix. Once you're able to find the first element mass matrix and second element mass matrix, and you should combine the element 1 mass matrix, element 2 mass matrix to get the global mass matrix. Let us try to solve the mass matrix in the lumped mass matrix approach as well as the consistent mass matrix approach. So here first we look toward the how to get the stiffness matrix for each and every element. and we know that that is a problem is belongs to the bar problem. In a bar, the stiffness matrix is equal, the bar element stiffness matrix is equal AE by L into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So this is the formula for the bar element. So first element can be AE. A can be right as in the first element it is a 2 times of capital A, and that is equal A of the first element 2 times of A into E divided by the length 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So let us take this 2 into the matrix, therefore need to be multiplied the 2 to the each and every element in the matrix. It can be write as AE by L 2 minus 2 minus 2 2. And here the row numbers and column numbers are belongs to the first element nodal number. The row numbers are first element having a nodal point 1 comma 2. Therefore, first rows belongs to the nodal number 1. Second row belongs to the nodal number 2. Similarly, the column numbers are the first column is belongs to the first nodal number. Second column is belongs to the second nodal number. Similarly, for second element also you need to be find out the element stiffness matrix. The element stiffness matrix formula is AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, where area becomes the A and E is E as well as length is assumed that L. 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. But here the row numbers and column numbers are this matrix belongs to the second element. Therefore, second element having a nodal number of 2 comma 3. So therefore, the row numbers are 2 comma 3 and column numbers are 2 comma 3. Similarly, using lumped mass matrix approach, first we'll take the lumped mass matrix, then we'll look for the consistent mass matrix. In the lumped mass matrix, the mass matrix formula for the bar is defined as rho A L by 2 into 1001. So this is the matrix formula for the lumped mass for case of bar element. Use this matrix to find out the mass of first element. So in this one, rho is as it is rho, but A for the first element becomes the 2 times of capital A, and length is same L and by 2 1001. Just take this 2 to the matrix and multiply with the each and every element. So it can be written as rho A L by 2 into 2002. So this is a lumped mass matrix for the first element. Similarly, for second element, lumped mass matrix would be the rho A L by 2 and 1001, where rho is called as it is rho and area is called capital A and L is called length of element and by 2 1001. But here row numbers and column numbers are this row is belongs to the second element nodal point 2 and the last one belongs to the nodal number 3. Now let us do the assembling process. We are aware that how to do the assembling in the last 4 units. So let us see that the complete assembling matrix here. So the K would be the capital K is equal assembling matrix after getting the individual element stiffness matrix, that is called K1, K2. I have to assemble this individual element stiffness matrix to get the global stiffness matrix. I got the global stiffness matrix for the bar element would be the AE by L into 2 minus 2 0 minus 2 3 minus 1 0 minus 1 1. Similarly, the global mass matrix also the same procedure, whatever the procedure you followed for obtaining the global stiffness matrix, the same procedure. You should give the row numbers and column number for first element mass matrix and similarly second element mass matrix and construct a 3 by 3 grid, and in each grid you have to be filled with the element ranges. Therefore, you will obtain the global mass matrix that is called rho A L by 2 into 200,030,001. See here, both element stiffness matrix as well as the mass matrix are the 3 by 3. Let will cross check whether it is belongs to the 3 by 3 matrix or not. So go to the discretization process here. Once you've done the discretization, you got the nodal number 1, nodal number 2, nodal number 3. So there are the three nodal numbers, but each nodal number having only 1 degree of freedom. So therefore 3 into 1 degree of freedom will become the 3. So therefore the stiffness matrix range as well as lumped mass matrix range would be the n by n, where n is equal the number of nodal points into the degree of freedom, that is equal 3 into 1 degree of freedom, that is equal 3 into 1 become the 3. So therefore n by n becomes the 3 by 3. Therefore k becomes the 3 by 3 matrix, and m is also 3 by 3 matrix. So if you see the problem again, so there is a nodal point 1 is fixed. So therefore the displacement at nodal point 1 will be arrested. So therefore there is no displacement at nodal point 1. So therefore the displacement that is equal to 0 at the nodal point 1. If you apply the boundary condition after formation of the governing equation in the free vibration undamped case, that is called k minus omega square into m into u. So where k is equal to global stiffness matrix, that is called 3 by 3 omega square into m is equal to 3 by 3 matrix into displacement, that is equal u1 u2 u3, that is equal to 3 by 1 matrix is equal to 0. So here the u1 is equal to 0. So therefore you can use the elimination process to reduce the complexity of the problem. If you use the elimination process, the u1 is 0, therefore you should eliminate the first row and first column in the k as well as m. So therefore k is reduced to the 2 by 2, m is also going to reduce the 2 by 2. So it is possible to write that now the modified equation will be the 2 by 2k and m 2 by 2, and u is also, if u1 is 0, that is eliminated, therefore u2 u3 two elements are present in the displacement matrix. So k minus omega square into m into u is reduced after applying the elimination process, and that must be equal to 0. So this is a problem for the eigenvalues and eigenvector. Therefore the det of k minus omega square into m will become the 0. This is the eigenvalue. The det of k minus omega square into m is going to be 0. So once you put down the k value here, m value here, just multiply with this one and perform the det. Therefore you will get the value of the omega square, or otherwise you can see here, once you do the multiplication of the k minus omega square into m det, then you'll get that values are 3 ae by l minus omega square 3 into rho a l by 2, and second one is a minus ae by l minus ae by l, ae by l minus omega square rho a l by 2, det is equal to 0. Why? Because this is a 2 by 2 matrix, minus of 2 by 2 matrix, you will get the only 2 by 2 matrix, and data of this 2 by 2 matrix will become the 0. Now let us multiply all the terms by a L by AE. Multiply all the terms with a L by AE and substitute the beta is equal to rho L square omega square by 2e. So if you substitute and if you multiply that L by AE, then after that if you substitute that rho L square omega square by 2e is equal beta, there this can be write as in the 3 into 1 minus beta minus 1 minus 1 1 minus beta, and the det is equal to the 0. So the 2 by 2 det can be write as 3 beta square minus 6 beta plus 2 is equal to 0. So from this one, the roots of the beta can be calculated as 3 plus or minus under root of 3 divided by the 3. So from this one, you will get the value of the 0.423, 1.577. This is the beta values you will get. So if you get the beta value is nothing but the beta is directly proportional to the omega. That is called natural frequency. So beta is directly proportional to the natural frequency. Therefore, once you get the beta values, therefore it is possible to find out the corresponding eigenvectors, that is called u1, u2, u3. That is called nodal displacement. That can be possible to find out 0 minus 0.577341 to the power of transfer, because it is a column matrix. For beta is equal 1.577. If beta is equal 0.423, then you will get the eigenvector as a 0, 0.577341 to the power of transfer. These are the eigenvectors for the beta, and this is the lumped mass matrix approach. So in the lumped mass matrix, the beta values are 1.577, 0.423. Why? Because we don't know the rho value, we don't know the L value. So therefore, if all these are unit, therefore the beta becomes that omega square. The beta is belongs to the omega square, that is called natural frequency square. Okay, so under root of this one will give the natural frequency omega. Now let us use the consistent mass matrix approach. In this consistent mass matrix approach, the consistent mass matrix can be defined for the bar element would be equal to the rho a L by 6 into 2112. So this can be applied for the element 1, element 2. In element 1, the rho into a becomes the 2 times of a into L by 6, 2112. And send this 2 to the inside a matrix, that can be written as rho a L by 6 into 4224 will be the consistent mass matrix for first element. Similarly, the consistent mass matrix for the second element M2 can be written as rho a L by 6 into 2112. And assemble the consistent mass matrix 1, mass matrix 2, then you will get the global consistent mass matrix, that is called rho a L by 6 into 420261012. So the same, we can recall the global stiffness matrix K, and we found the global mass matrix in the consistent mass matrix approach. The same way, now we are going to use the approach as a eigenvalues and eigenvector problem. And in the similar way, if u1 is 0, therefore you have to be eliminate the first row and first column in the mass matrix as well as a K matrix. Therefore, the matrix is reduced. K is equal 2 by 2, M is equal 2 by 2. So the eigenvalues and eigenvector problem becomes that K minus omega square into M into U is equal 0. And det of K minus omega square M is equal to be 0 for the characteristic equation to find the roots. So this is a 2 by 2, and minus of omega square 2 by 2 becomes the 2 by 2. So the det becomes that 3 AE by L minus omega square 6 rho A L by 6, and second element is equal minus AE by L minus omega square rho A L by 6, and the third element minus AE by L minus omega square rho A L by 6, and AE by L minus omega square 2 times of rho A L by 6, and this det must be equal to 0. Now let us multiply the each and every element by L by AE and substitute the beta is equal rho L square omega square by 6E. If we substitute that, the det above matrix can be rewrite as 3 into 1 minus 2 times of beta minus of 1 plus beta minus of 1 plus beta, and 1 minus 2 beta det is going to be 0. 2 by 2 det, that can be possible find out 11b square minus 4 beta plus 2 is equal 0. For this one, the roots of the beta can be find out that b plus or minus, so using that formula we can find the roots of b. So that can be find out that the beta can be 1.10874 and 0.16399. This is the beta value for the consistent mass matrix approach. If rho L by E, rho L square by 6E as a unit, beta is directly proportional to the omega square. So the corresponding eigenvalues are for 1.557. So here the corresponding eigenvalues you have to be find out. Okay, here the same thing is repeated here. So the corresponding eigenvalues for 1.1087 4, you should be find out the corresponding eigenvectors. Similarly, 0.16399 also you should be find out the eigenvectors. And if you compare the natural frequency for both consistent and the mass matrix approach, the natural frequencies obtained with lumped mass matrices are lower than those obtained with the consistent mass matrix, while the mode shapes are practically same. Thank you.